Analytical writing can seem very intimidating to someone. This is because you have to write two essays in just 1 hour. The first essay in the first 30 minutes and the second one just after that. So here in this video we will discuss some tips which you can use for this section. They will help you proceed with this section with confidence. After that we will also discuss one sample analyze and argument essay, and you can use the tips we discuss in your essay. So starting with the tips, the first one is to be familiar with the topic types. So the essays in GRE belong to one of these 5-6 topics: education, technology, cities, arts, government and power, and intellectual endeavors and philosophy. So you have to read the question thoroughly. Each prompt will not only give the issue and argument, but it will also give you some specific instructions. So you have to follow those instructions. Then you also have to manage time well, because I'm sure most of you would not be in a habit of writing essays daily. You will have to pay attention to your 30 minutes. So I have here outlined a suggested structure. You can use the first minute to read the prompt and the instructions carefully, the next 4 minutes to brainstorm the prompt and also write the thesis statement. Then the next 20 minutes will be spent writing the body paragraphs. So up till now 25 minutes of your 30 minutes have elapsed. In the final 5 minutes you can spend 3 minutes just browsing your essay to check for small grammatical errors, etc. And also the last 2 minutes to write an introduction. However, keep in mind that the introduction and conclusion to the argument essay, not the issue essay, the argument essay should be short and sweet. Please remember the KISS principle. KISS here stands for keep it simple, stupid. Okay, so you also have to come up with both the pros and the cons of the issue or argument. Then whichever side you feel has the better arguments, you can choose that side, sorry. Your marks don't depend on which side you choose, so you are free to choose whichever side you feel like. Then don't forget to state your opinion in your thesis statement. It is mandatory. Also, the examples you choose, they should be related to your thesis statement. They should not go against your thesis statement. And you also, since the GRE asks you to write a holistic essay, you will also have to write a few points about the other side. So supposing you choose to support this stance, but you'll also have to write 2 or 3 sentences about the other side, the one opposing the stance. Then you also have to identify the assumptions that the prompt makes, the author of the prompt made. Also, you'll have to elaborate upon these assumptions. Also, you'll have to identify and describe some logical fallacies in the author's assumption. Also, elaborate upon these. For the analyze and argument essay, one thing is that you have to most of the times refute the argument provided. Because you can think of it like, if you weren't supposed to refute it, why would the GRE even ask you this question? Also, lastly, the length of your essay has to be as long as possible. Your essay should be lengthy. Okay, so now we analyze and a sample analyze an argument essay. Here is the prompt. You can pause the video here and read through it. Please pay attention to the last line written here. Be sure to explain how the argument depends on the assumptions and what the implications are if the assumptions prove unwarranted. Please go ahead, pause the video and read the prompt. Great. So now we will take a look at the response to the prompt. Wait a second, I'll just zoom out a bit. Yeah. So again, you can pause the video and take a read through the response. Please pay attention to how the specific instructions have been answered. Pay attention to the last lines in the body paragraphs. Okay, I hope you pause the video and read through it. We will now proceed and do the analysis of the response. Okay, so you can start by reading the introduction. Like I said before, the introduction should be short and sweet. So here in the last part of the page, written in double quotes, here is the introduction from the response. So as you can see, in the introduction you are simply saying that the argument is invalid and that the author has made some unstated assumptions. You don't want to write your body paragraphs, the content from your body paragraphs in the introduction, and also you do not want to waste time writing the introduction. If you feel like you are wasting time, you can simply write the introduction in the last 2 minutes, like I mentioned in my outline. Okay, so now in the body paragraphs we have just the sample response just states the arguments, the assumptions which make the argument invalid. The author of the sample has written each assumption in separate paragraphs, but you can also lump them all in one big paragraph. Also, like I said before, the last line of each paragraph is referring to the specific instruction given in the prompt. Also, if you have time while writing the essay, you can include more assumptions which the author makes. However, it's not necessary to include all the assumptions that the author makes. Just pointing out multiple assumptions is enough. Lastly, the conclusion. It should also be short and sweet. Just like the introduction, keep in mind the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. Also, in the introduction, you are not supposed to give any new information. You are just simply supposed to give a brief summary of what you have already stated in the body paragraphs. Okay, I hope this was useful. Best of luck for your exam.